What's up, guys? It's Branden and Kalie, and today we're here at the EV Media Summit, and we're here with the Volvo XC40 Recharge, which is kind of one of Kalie's dream cars of sorts. I don't know, she has an odd obsession with it. So both Kalie and I are going to be doing some walkthrough of this and kind of show you some of the features, some of the interior quirks of sorts, and just show you around. We should be able to drive it as well, but that will probably be a separate video. So definitely hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, so that way you see that. So as I said, this is the Volvo XC40 Recharge. This is on Volvo's CMA platform, which is actually shared with the Polestar 2, and it's actually very similar to the gas or combustion version of the XC40, and it even has a little bit of a hump in the back seat as a result. Has dual 150 kilowatt motors, about a 74 kilowatt hour battery pack, about 200 mile range, plus or minus like 20 miles depending on how you drive roughly. But why don't we show you some of the things around it. So if you're looking at the XC40 Recharge from the back, there's not a whole lot of differences between the XC40 Recharge and the gas version of the XC40. But you do have this here, the Recharge Twin indicating that it has the dual motors, as I mentioned, the 150 kilowatt motors. And I'm not gonna make Kalie get down on the ground to show you, but there's no exhaust pipes. So with no exhaust pipes, there's no gas engine. But let me show you the trunk. While that's opening, this is the key. It's a little bit heftier than the Polestar key. It actually has the weight, unlike just the kind of floppy Polestar key. Pretty sizable trunk here. I do like this, that it folds to kind of give you a cargo brake of sorts, I guess, is how I would describe that. That way you can like put things. This is actually the cargo like covered, stored down here. You've got more storage down here. Have your jack and things. But I do like that this has kind of hinges here, so that way you can do that and actually have it divide and hold things in place. You've got a 12-volt power outlet over there, so that way if you have some accessories or like a cooler or something you want to charge, or power I should say, you can do that. But pretty sizable trunk, certainly not bad, and it's power open and close, and you can actually adjust the height, and it actually has a kick sensor, as I'm seeing here from the sticker. Let's move to the front and we'll go under the frunk. And coming up to the front, again, very similar to the combustion version of the XC40, but we actually have a different filled-in grille for the electric, being that you don't need as much airflow. Plenty of airflow to cool the electric motors, inverters, all that fun stuff can get through on the lower section alone. We also have the signature Volvo Thor's Hammer LED headlights. And let me go inside and pop the frunk. It's a typical pull latch release, and show you the small frunk that we have. So here we have the hood release, or in this case, frunk release. So you just pull it once. And now we're gonna open the frunk, and a little bit of a trick on Volvos, you can typically follow the line of the Volvo logo and it'll kind of point you in the general area of the release. Yep, there it is right there. So a little bit farther over than most Volvos, but it is kind of in line with that line. Very large clamshell style hood, and here we have the front trunk bin. I'm kind of torn on whether I like these like capsule style front bins, but I think it works well, especially on a combustion chassis adapted to electric. That way you get the weather sealing, but you don't have to have a different hood and all that. It's kind of interesting, they still have the sound mat as if it was the combustion version. Not really necessary on the electric version. That stays just by friction, I guess. And here we have the mobile charging unit. So this is actually a pretty nicely designed unit here, and these are swappable. Let's see. So it's just a twist and pull, so you can swap it between a normal wall outlet, a NEMA 515, or actually a NEMA 1450. It says 40 amps. Let me see if I can find the spec here of what the output is. So this is actually 240 volt, 40 amp, which is a very good mobile charging unit. Looks to be a little bit on the shorter side, probably about 15 feet, but very functional. Under here we also have a tire filling kit, and whatever, some sort of trim piece there. And now we're going to move on to the inside and show you some of the cool features in there and some of the premium touches. And now you're joining me kind of inside the XC40 Recharge. So we have some pretty nice seats. We've got, I believe, vegan leather edges or faux leather. I always get crap when I call it vegan leather. And we have a Alcantara suede-like material in the middle. Very nice to keep you in place if you're driving a little bit harder. And a tall person appreciated feature, adjustable thigh bolsters. That's always been one of my favorite features on BMW sport seats. And it seems like more and more cars are getting that, so I certainly like that quite a bit. And coming down here, if you take a look, we have metal pedals, which it's not really necessary, but it's certainly an appreciated premium touch. And moving into the driver's seat, we have a fairly typical Volvo steering wheel. We've got our adaptive cruise and lane keeping functions there, voice assistant, and just general things there. We're charged to 97%. I'm going to put my foot on the brake and you'll see how it comes to life.
Potentially.
How it comes to life. Doors might have to be closed. Oh, you just got to shift to drive. My bad. But it's nice you don't have to press a start stop button or anything like that. We do have a lot of premium materials, but they're not trying to be something that they're not. This is just kind of a nice material. We've got our Harman Kardon speaker system. Nice vents here. They move up and down, very smooth motion. This is a very fresh car with under 300 miles on it. And we do, again, have that full digital cluster. And we have that Android-based infotainment system. Not going to do a full walkthrough, being that that is constantly updating, but it's nice and slick. Good size screen, not too large, not too small either. We have some physical buttons here for defrost, both front and rear, skip back and forth, play button, and volume control. Down here we have a wireless charger for your phone, and we also have USB-C, 2 of them, and a 12-volt outlet. Here's our little shifter, nice and premium, but nothing too special. I'm just glad it's not a little like Bic razor style like on newer Volkswagen products. But back for drive, forward for reverse, neutral in the middle, and park with a button. And now we're going to move to the center console here. It actually has a pretty unique feature that I think is pretty cool. So here we open this up, nothing too crazy there. It's just a normal center console of sorts. But this, it's actually designed to be a little trash can. So you can put your trash, like whether you have like some straw wrappers, candy package, whatever, and then you just pull this whole thing out, dump it out inside, and then just pop it back out, or pop it back into your car, and that way you're kind of keeping the mess at bay. And before we move into the back seat, let me show you the charge port that we have right here. You just push it in to pop it out a little bit. There we have our J1772. You pull out the bottom cover. I like that it's kind of on a little bit shorter strap, but I do prefer the little flip down style whenever possible, so that would be my only critique here. But then you have your CCS port here. This car will do about 150 kilowatt, and they actually recently adjusted the charge curve to be quite a bit better. There's our charge stop button, which is kind of a European thing because CCS2 in Europe actually doesn't have a button or latch like CCS1 in North America does. But let's hop into the back seat. I have the front seat set for myself, and I'm 6'3", and there's actually a fair amount of room here. Let me show you. I don't know if I'd want to go on a full road trip in this in the back seat, but for around town, just like transporting friends around, it's certainly doable. You've got a nice little pocket here for your phone or whatever. You have another 12-volt outlet down here, and you actually have heated seats for both rear seat or both outboard rear seats right here. And again, we have that faux leather and the Alcantara type material in the center to keep you in place. And now I've moved to the front seat again to show you the pano roof, which we actually have the shade closed on currently. I'm a huge fan of shades on pano roofs. ID4 has one as well, but it's surprisingly not very common. The Polestar 2 doesn't even have one actually. But what's also cool is the glass roof actually opens. So we're going to start with opening the shade. You do that by swiping on the little control there. We'll let that fully open. Just like that. And now we're going to actually open the glass roof. So you do that again by swiping just like with the shade. And you can see it going out and above. And you can actually swipe it again to do it even farther back, but it defaults to being not fully open, so that way you get a little bit less wind buffeting. And we'll close it, and I'll show you how you can tilt it as well. So again, just swipe forward. Oh, I didn't do it quite right. There we go. And it has a little screen there to help keep some bugs out and reduce the buffeting a bit. And now that it's the shade is open but the glass is closed, you can press up here, and that will tilt it up so you get a little bit of ventilation. And hopefully you guys enjoyed our tour here of the XC40 Recharge. Like I said, it's very similar to the internal combustion XC40. And while it doesn't seem to be anything particularly special, it's just an overall really nice, premium but not flamboyantly premium materials. Like, it's not trying to be excessively nice. It just is nice. It's just a good car. And like, I think it's a great car for someone that's coming out of like a gas car into an EV. Yeah, if you're at the Volvo dealer and you have a lease on an XC40 or something already coming up, you may as well consider one of these, because especially if you own your home already and you can easily install EV charging, this would be a really easy transition, especially for that soccer mom that doesn't drive a whole lot around town. Or just anyone. It could be good for anyone. It could be good for dads too, or just single humans. True. But it could be a great commuter car. I don't know if it would be my top choice as a road trip vehicle, but it's overall really nice. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you have questions, comment down below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We have a lot of videos coming. Yeah, hit that notification bell so you get alerted of those videos. Thank you guys for watching. Bye. Bye.